Hey, welcome back bike friends. This is my channel and I do bike related projects and reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about my budget mountain bike and we're going to do a little bike check / review, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to do it. We're just going to talk through what I've done to the bike and what makes it special and inexpensive compared to some other bikes. The bike that we're going to talk about is a Diamondback Recoil. It's a 29-inch wheel size and it is very budget as far as mountain bike prices go. It's about $500 new and they're actually discontinuing this model in particular and they're replacing it with the Atroz, which is another full suspension budget mountain bike from Diamondback. They have added some upgrades to the bike, but they've also raised the price of the bike a little bit more than the Recoil. I've added about $200 of upgrades to the bike itself, and we'll talk about what I've actually done to it. If you want to see a video where I show you the pieces that I've upgraded one by one and explain what I've done to the bike, I will do that. Just let me know in the comments below and we'll discuss that further on. I'm going to go ahead and park up next to this bench so that we could talk about and look at some components on the bike. The stance of this bike is pretty nice. It's not anything modern, but it does really stand out on the trail. It has that high single pivot in the back, which I don't really love, but it does the job. Let's talk about the upgrades right now, starting with the bottom bracket and crank arms / single ring cog in the front. I have a one ring oval from Amazon and it works really well. I've also got these Holotech style crank arms which also work from Amazon. Pretty much everything I upgraded was from Amazon. This Shimano Alivio derailleur is 9-speed. It's doing well. It's not the greatest, but it was cheap and it shifts pretty nicely. As much as the 9-speed is pretty hard in Florida even. These pedals were kind of weird. They actually started coming loose because these threads weren't all the way tight and I didn't really like that. The pins work well, but the aluminum's actually kind of slippery. It's kind of weird. I've also upgraded the D&M air shock in the back. Before it was just a regular coil spring and I actually never even tried that one. I've just been riding this thing and it works great. We'll go ahead and look back down at this bottom bracket, which is Holotech 2 style, and this is a still pretty modern bottom bracket style, so I'm pretty happy that I could convert it over to that. And the front cockpit looks really nice with this color combination. I really love it. It's green and blue anodized and just really pops. I really love it. The stem was upgraded. I think it's a 45mm stem, which is pretty short and makes the bike feel really responsive, and the bars are some sort of rise. It's actually a lot higher than I was expecting, but I really like it. The grips are pretty simple and they just match the stem. Now I'll just take a look at this and really get some artistic nature. I kind of like these simple grips as opposed to like the really hard and rough ones. They just slip on and they're easy to change out. One of the biggest things that I'm going to upgrade is the seat and the post. Obviously I'd love to get a dropper, but I haven't had the money yet to get one. That's the next upgrade for sure. I also want to upgrade the front fork, but for $200 it was either upgrade some really main components or just get one thing, which would have been the air fork. Now I would rather have a nicer front single speed drivetrain and simplicity on my bike than deal with the crummy drivetrain that was on there before. The 3x is kind of ugly and I don't really like the way it rides. I lost a lot of weight too with switching to a 1x. And this is actually an oval chainring up front, so if I didn't say it, the the oval chainring really works, and I feel a lot better on the bike with just that improvement. I think it's a worthy upgrade, and I really recommend it for like $20 if you already have a nice crank set that allows a single ring chain ring on the front. This is like a $20 upgrade on Amazon. But overall, the bike feels really great. I've lost probably 2 pounds with taking off the 3 rings up front, the derailleur, the shifter, and the older derailleur in the rear, which was like a Shimano some Altus, I think, one of their heavier derailleurs. The one that I replaced it with is actually a road derailleur, which it works, but we'll see how long it lasts. It was only $30, so I can't really beat the price. Other than that, I think that upgrading the bike that you have is a lot better than going out there and just continuously buying nicer bikes and just moving the other ones to the back burner. You learn a lot about bike maintenance and how you could improve your bike with a really small amount of money, because for $600 I have myself a bike that is really nice, and the only thing that it's lacking at this point is through axle and maybe boost spacing on the rear. But if I ever want to do that, then I'll just get a new frame and switch the components over to the frame that I want. I've actually contacted Diamondback to see if I could get a rear triangle that has a through axle, and they haven't gotten back to me, but if that happens, then I'll just do that. And with the front fork, I could just get a regular through axle style front fork, and boom, I have a pretty modern bike that doesn't have the best geometry, but it'll do the job. I really appreciate you guys watching, and if you have a bike that you've upgraded yourself, I'd love to hear about it and hear what you upgrade on yours in your own free time. If you want to see more videos like this, or see the video of me upgrading this bike and the parts that I've purchased, just let me know and I'll do a little step-by-step guide. Again, thanks for watching. Remember, whatever happens in life, it will roll on, and it's better on a bike. I'll see you guys later, and maybe on the trail.